We can have the sense that there are many deep-rooted beliefs, many deep-rooted ideas that I can have about myself. And these, I see already that they cause suffering. So what can one do with these? How does one deal with this?
Well, there are a few ways, and one might just look inward to discern what is the most true or auspicious way to look at that. And one might be to just surrender it. Whatever these deep-rooted ideas or beliefs, they never belonged to us. They were just a notion. Before we had language, they were just vibration, and they would move through the system, and they couldn't really get lodged anyplace. And then when the consciousness became sophisticated enough to begin to say this or that, it's as though that energy system formed itself into an object that could be almost held or kept. So one could surrender that if they have the capacity to do that, if that appeals to them. One might also inquire, for who does it rise? For who does this belief come? What identity is here to take or to receive that? And then in the space between the looking and the answer to that question, that space in some way is like the answer to the question. When it's seen that the for who does this rise actually belongs to the identity, and the identity is viewable, then both the fixation that is arising and the identity for who it is arising are both seen as phenomenal. So then we can ask the one that is viewing all of this, does that one have any condition or belief itself? Does that one have any shape, preference of any kind? And if the answer to that is no, then there's really nothing left but to just remain. And what it means to remain is to just not divide oneself. Just staying in that shapelessness. It's not a place. We can't say stay in that shapeless place. We just remain as we are, which is surrender and devotion.
Very, very beautiful. Never actually heard it being expressed in this way, but it's so beautiful. It's
Mhm.
amazing.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Actually, there's another question which has come, so I'll ask you, which is Nitya says, when the body is sick, it is a strong distraction. How can I not be this? How can I be not this? How to observe this? So she said, when the body is sick and it is a strong distraction, how can I not be this? And how to observe this?
Well, in some way, we are that. In some way, we are that consciousness expressing as pain in the body. But it's not the totality of what we are. And as we sort of pull back, almost as though consciousness is seeing as like a periscope, and maybe the furthest out it goes is the belief I am person, bound by a body and mind. And then perhaps in the center of the periscope is this just consciousness, play of existence. And in the very beginning point of the periscope is this ultimate seeing that's empty, preference and judgment, desire, form and shape. And so we might look at this periscope as a sort of reference to where the energy is or attention is going. We could certainly say that attention is going to the pain of the body. And that's not a lie, it's just not the whole seeing. So then, if we pull back to the center of the periscope, we might say that in all of consciousness, all of these things are appearing, the pain in the body, the play of whatever else is happening, sort of the space in which it's all happening. But is that consciousness in any way less conscious by what's happening in the body? Is it less space because of what's happening in the form and the shapes? And then even further inward at the beginning of the periscope, which is just the pure seeing, is the pure seeing in any way altered or less aware by what is either happening in the field of the play of consciousness or in the field of the body-mind identity. So we don't need to deny that the body-mind is experiencing what it's experiencing, but perhaps we just move attention just to see, even if for just a moment at a time, just to see, am I less aware? Is awareness altered in any way by what is happening in the system of the body-mind? And in this, there's great freedom because the body-mind can have whatever experience is sort of deemed necessary in that moment. There's no need for alteration. There's no need for suppression. In some ways, this is also an act of love to just give the body mind space to feel and to experience whatever it is that in that moment is being somehow asked for by life.
So beautiful.